Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm on the road. I'm driving back from Syracuse to Chicago, and I was thinking about something I just read about the rapper DMX. He's having some tax problems apparently, and again, without me knowing the details of his situation, it looks like he's facing a lot of years in prison. 30, 40, 50 years. Well, actually, I want to say I saw 40 years. They claimed in one of the media sources, I think it was CNN Money, that he might be facing, because basically, again, the allegation is that he didn't pay taxes, didn't file taxes, stuff like that for a lot of years. I think from 2010 to 2015, he didn't file taxes, according to the allegation. Let's make sure we make that clear. Also, even back when he was, really big and his name was out there and he was doing really well, he wasn't filing a lot of that money, the majority of it. Let me just start with this. It's very tragic to see this happen to DMX, because DMX was one of the most talented hip-hop artists of all time. If you look at the way he came out of the gate in terms of his record sales and the potential of his career, he was right up there with the greatest of all time. He could have been another Jay-Z. He could have been another, he could have been as successful as Ice Cube has been, as an entertainer. He could have done a lot of things, but he kind of fits in that category. The same category as what's his name? The Mike. I would put him in the same category as Mike Tyson and Lauryn Hill, in terms of three people that just were troubled and something just kind of derailed careers that could have been extraordinary, because all three of them were exceptionally talented. Now, with that said, one of the things I want to share, just in terms of thinking about this, is it's not a matter of shaming DMX or attacking or anything like that, but it is a matter of saying, let's process some of this so that we can learn from it. Now, my tax expert, her name is Jessica Smith, and one of the things that Jessica would probably agree with is that, there are three things you don't want to mess with, and that's the I, the R, and the S. When it comes to taxes, you want to report the income. You want to do everything you can to make sure that you don't try to hide it from the government, because they will hunt you down. They will come get your money. Also, I know some people who claim, who say, oh, I ain't filed taxes in 3 or 4 years. And what I have seen is that sometimes they'll let that stuff pile up on you and then come get you all at once. Like you look at DMX, they're getting him for stuff that happened 12, 13, 14 years ago. And that's kind of how they operate. They operate like in a really funny way. So you got to be real cautious with that. When you start your business, make sure your accountant is in tune with that stuff. Definitely don't engage in tax evasion. There's a difference between what they call tax evasion and tax avoidance. Tax avoidance is where you just try to pay lower taxes. Tax evasion is illegal, get you sent to prison. A lot of hip hop artists get caught up in this. It reminds me, it reiterates the importance of really following. You got to follow that cue that Jay-Z's talking about when he talks about financial freedom is his only hope. Well, I'll tell you, financial freedom is the sibling of financial literacy. People who are more financially literate tend to be more financially free. Financial literacy and financial freedom and financial intelligence, which I would consider those to be three different things, tend to, and you can even throw in financial discipline. All those things have to be things that are really talked about in our community more, because I'm going to tell you what got DMX and what gets a lot of people is this crazy hood culture. You got the hood culture that is promoted in music. I'm not talking about being in the hood where the good people are and hardworking people are. I'm talking about the shit that's in the music. The hood culture, it promotes, a walking away from education, which is going to destroy you. It promotes excessive use of drugs and alcohol, which is what ruined DMX. DMX has been a cocaine addict since he was a teenager, and he said that he hasn't been able to get on his feet since that time. It promotes sexual irresponsibility, so that's why I'm sure DMX has a lot of child support obligations, because when you get high and drunk, you're going to go have lots of sex and not think about the consequences, and then end up with a lot of problems down the road. And we really have to start critically thinking about, just what are we doing? Really, what are we doing? Like, why are you supporting ignorance? Why are you supporting a culture that is leading to death, chaos, destruction, and decay? I mean, why are you supporting something? Why are we defending something that only leads to young people, committing suicide, either quickly or slowly, ended up in rehab, ended up in prison, ended up dead, shot in the head. How many people have you heard about that been murdered at the club, shot at the club? Where people are drunk and high and doing stuff that is going to put them in prison for 40 years. I mean, we got to question that. And the thing is that, I end up sounding like a hater, I guess, because the older I get, the more of a hater I almost become, in the sense that I've seen it. I've seen the other side of this, and it's never good. I've watched guys like DMX, who was the coolest thing in the world when he was about 30, decay into whatever he is now, the monstrosity he is now, the embarrassment he is now. I remember when Suge Knight was, the coolest guy around, and look at him now. He's in prison. The list goes on and on. There's guys who are dead, died from strokes and whatever at an early age because of what they did in their 20s. So, my point is that financial literacy and life choices are very deeply connected. It doesn't matter if you understand money if you are engaged in habits that are going to ruin you. You can't do that. So DMX, unfortunately, is a guy that's going to end his story. Could have been the greatest story of all time. He could have been a hip-hop mogul worth $1 billion. He could have been a Jay-Z. He was that talented. Even Jay-Z would agree with that. And now he's going to end up as a dirty old man in prison who has a cocaine habit and can't even get access to cocaine anymore. I don't know which is worse, to be addicted to cocaine or to be addicted and not be able to get it. And that's how he's going to spend. He could, theoretically, again, I'm not talking about DMX in particular. I'm talking about supporting ignorance and defending coonery and defending insanity and all this other stuff. That's what we're doing in our culture, and it just has to stop. It has to stop. So my condolences to DMX. Y'all saw even Money Mayweather is getting some calls from the IRS saying they're claiming that, he was supposed to pay them $22 million, and he's saying he can't pay it right now. He got to wait till he fights this racist white boy. And I'm going to tell you all that, that McGregor stuff where he's saying racist stuff and Mayweather saying stuff back, all that's being done to promote the fight. Mayweather's probably in agreement. He probably wants him to say that stuff because they know that people are going to watch the fight if they think he's a racist, and they'll go pick sides and all this other stuff. But either way, though, as much money as Mayweather's made, it's insanity for him to say, I need to fight my next fight before I can pay y'all the taxes I owe. That just kind of says something about what's going on in terms of his investments, his money management, his liquidity. And I would really be curious to know how many black investment advisors he has around him. A lot of these black guys will go hire white and Jewish people to manage their money and won't even give a black investment advisor a chance. There's a lot of great black investment advisors out here. It's crazy to me that they ignore them and want to always run to the white man. It's sick. So we got to deal with these mental illnesses in our community. Some people are going to get it. Some people are going to just call me a hater. Those people, they can just keep on jumping off a cliff if they want to. But I'm talking to the black people who want something better. I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, stop the insanity. This is crazy. I'm not going to be a part of any of this. All right, well, I'm about to go, guys. Don't forget, you can sign up at the Black. If you're interested in sign up for any of our programs, you can go to theblackwealthbootcamp.com. That's theblackwealthbootcamp.com. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. You'll get a free e-copy of the book, and you'll get a free class on how to begin your wealth building journey. So no matter where you are, let's begin the process. Push it hard, push it. Tell your children, tell your family members, tell your friends. We got to fight this, because if we fight it, we'll win. But if we sit back and watch the stupidity, then we're going to end up all losing. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.